All right, today we're going to dive into a pretty huge shift in how we all build software. It's a change that could make coding as simple as, well, sharing a link. We're talking about coding right in your browser and why a bit of healthy competition in that space is a massive win for everyone.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. No more complicated setup, no more fiddling with your environment for hours, no more of that dreaded, well, it works on my machine, nightmare. Just a simple link that lets you code, run, and even collaborate with someone instantly. That's the dream, right? That's the incredible promise of coding in the browser. So what's the magic behind all this? Well, it's this thing called a browser-based IDE. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a complete, all-in-one coding environment that lives right inside your web browser. You get all the power of a local setup, but with none of the headaches of installing a bunch of stuff. Now, you can't really talk about this stuff without mentioning Replit. They're the ones who really put this super simple code, run, share model on the map. They showed everybody just how powerful instant deployment and browser access could be. But their success brings up a really important question. What happens when one company's model basically becomes the standard for a whole industry? And that leads us right into the heart of the matter, the problem with one king. We're going to break down why having one single dominant company isn't just a business thing, it's actually a problem for innovation and for every single one of us who depends on these tools. Look, if you take away just one thing from this whole discussion, let it be this. The single biggest reason we need more players in the game is simple, because concentration slows progress. When all the power is in one place, innovation just stalls out. And this is exactly where the danger lies. When one platform becomes the default choice for everyone, it gets to set the pace. And honestly, that pace can get pretty slow. Why would they bother pushing boundaries, or adding cool new features, or serving smaller groups of users? There's just no incentive. The whole ecosystem kind of gets stuck in molasses, only moving as fast as the leader wants it to. Okay, so enough doom and gloom. Let's flip this around and talk about the solution. Let's get into why having more players in this game is a huge win. And I mean direct, tangible benefits for you, whether you're a developer, a student, or building the next big thing. I mean, just look at the comparison here. It is night and day. On one side, you have a monopoly, which often leads to stale features, prices that just keep creaking up, and getting locked into one company's little world. But on the other side, with some healthy competition, you get faster innovation, prices that are actually fair, and the freedom to move around that comes with open standards. It's a no-brainer. Let's break that down a bit more. Competition, it just lights a fire under these companies. It forces them to make their products faster, to add better AI tools, just to stay in the race. It also puts pressure on pricing, which means you get way more value for your money. And, this is a big one, it pushes the whole industry toward open standards, so you're not trapped in some walled garden. You have choice. You have freedom. But this isn't just about what's good for you and me right now. A competitive market actually builds a way stronger, more stable foundation for the entire tech world. Let's take a look at how that works. And here's the thing, it's a fundamental truth. A one-size-fits-all solution, it just doesn't work. It rarely fits anyone perfectly. Different people have wildly different needs, and a single platform, no matter how awesome it is, just can't be the best option for every single person out there. So, think about a student who's just starting out, maybe learning Python for the first time. What do they need? Simplicity, clear instructions, a guiding hand. In a competitive world, a company can decide to build the perfect tool just for them, with built-in tutorials and an interface that isn't totally overwhelming. Or what about the indie hacker? They're trying to ship a new product like yesterday. They care about speed and pure efficiency. So they're going to look for a platform that's built for them, one that offers things like one-click deployments or easy integrations that help them get to market way faster. Then you have the big companies, the enterprises. What do they worry about? Security, data privacy, legal compliance, all that really serious stuff. They need a provider that specializes in super robust, secure solutions with things like detailed audit logs and all the right compliance certifications. And let's not forget the educators. Imagine trying to manage a whole classroom of coders. They need tools for handing out and grading assignments. Competition creates platforms that have things like auto-grading built right in or project templates for students, making a teacher's life so much easier. So you see what's happening here, right? More competitors doesn't water things down. It creates specialization. We get tools that are perfectly crafted for all these different groups. It also makes the whole system safer. If one platform has an outage or makes a crazy policy change, the entire world doesn't just grind to a halt. And with AI becoming a bigger and bigger deal, competition is going to be so important for setting good ethical rules for how we all build. So, as we start to wrap up, let's pull back and look at the big picture here. When you put all these different pieces together, the conclusion is just crystal clear. A competitive market for browser-based coding is a win for absolutely everyone in the developer community. And I want to be super clear about something. This is not about knocking any one company. The success of a platform like Replit isn't the problem at all. It's the proof. It proves that there is a massive hungry demand for this new, powerful way of building software. At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. More competition just means we get better, faster tools to work with. It means we're happier, more empowered developers because we have real choices. And it fuels these healthy, dynamic cycles of innovation that push our entire industry forward. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The future of how we write code is without a doubt being built in the browser. The question we all need to ask ourselves is, who do we want holding the blueprints? Do we want it to be just one company, or do we want a vibrant, open, and competitive community building that future together?